Day one at Lords had a bit of everything, a steady start, some tight bowling, and a few crucial wickets. Both teams had their moments, and the match is evenly poised heading into day two. Hello and welcome. You are watching Across the Pitch. I am Arnab, tuning in from India, and joining me across the pitch from England are Rohan and Shiva. Welcome, guys. Happy to have you back, Rohan.
Hi Arnav, hi Rohan.
Earlier today, Ben Stokes won the toss and surprisingly chose to bat first. It was an evenly poised day. The pitch had something in it for both batters and bowlers. We didn't see the usual baseball aggression from England as Indian bowlers stuck to their plans, keeping things tight with consistent line and length. Joe Root was solid today, but he was stranded unbeaten on 99. At stumps, England are 251 for the loss of 4 wickets. I would say it was an old fashioned day of Test cricket, and England have come to Lords reassessing their baseball approach. All right, I will head towards Rohan first. Rohan, your thoughts on day one, and do you think India did well?
Yeah, thanks, Arnav. Yes, excited. Like we just been like 3 or 4 days between tests, and it's good to be back watching that test cricket again. So, yeah, to answer to your question, yes, it was quite a balanced day. I feel England typically baseball known for baseball, but today it was kind of baseball with common sense. That's what I would like to put it as. And yes, they batted really well during the first hours of play. Yes, they were patient enough. And when it comes to Indian bowling, yeah, we did hit the right lengths. That was very good to see. Even though that wicket column may not justify how the performance was, but yes, when it comes to hitting the right lengths, we were quite consistent enough. And given the fact like batting as well with Joe Root, yeah, it was definitely very good to watch from his side as well. So yes, overall kind of balanced day. So looking forward to the second day's play.
Yeah, yeah, nicely summarized there. I will move to Shiva. The pitch looked balanced this time around. Where do you think India missed the trick to dominate day one?
I do not feel that they have done everything what is required on that pitch, but I would say that they were not lucky enough to get more wickets to dominate this day. Basically, they were beating the ball. They produced the most amount of fall shots from England batters today, like in Lords, like when compared to any other previous Test match in Lords. So I don't say they have missed any trick. They've tried everything which is required on that pitch, but they were unlucky not to get more wickets on that pitch. Basically, England did well. They were clever enough to adjust to that pitch. So, yeah, I don't say India should have done that. India should have done this. There is no point because every bowler were economical, every bowler were consistent enough on that pitch. They were not trying too many things because the like pitch was on the slower side. Even batters were struggling on that. India did not do anything wrong by trying too many things also. They could have tried some bouncers on
Mm.
that pitch, slower bouncers. Otherwise, India did well to restrict them and contain them on that pitch. The only thing that I can think of is if England would have gone with their baseball approach, then we would have had more chances compared to what we had today. But they were clever enough to adjust to the pitch and then they played well.
Yeah, great point you brought up there. And what do you have to say about the low bounce and the low carry to the keeper? The slip cordon was required to stand far ahead than usual.
Yeah, they had to adjust the distance from the wicket. The slip cordon had to adjust couple of times today. Initially, they were standing back, like thinking it's a normal Lord's wicket, but then seeing the low bounce, they had to adjust the distance on that wicket. It is not a normal Lord's wicket. Normal Lord's wicket is usually grassy, lot of movement. We did get some movement, but it is not the same Lord's wicket as we normally get to see.
Yeah, Rohan, you made a point earlier, like about the same tactic of the low carry to the keeper in the WTC final as well.
Yeah,
Share
right.
some thoughts on that.
Yes, exactly. We did watch that. Like, so there were so many edges, but still they did not carry towards the slip, and that was very difficult to adjust. Like, where do we stand? And one typical thing which we observed during the WTC was Steve Smith's injury. That was something harsh on him. Like, actually, he had a helmet on as well, so you could see that variable bounce on the pitches there. And
Yeah,
yes, I hope the same today, actually, with the bounce, I mean. And that was the same thing. We almost, like, there were a couple of catches that was just like were missed due to ball falling in front of the hands or something like that. So yeah.
yeah. There was a tough chance for Shubman Gill, and also Shubman Gill had the helmet on for I think couple of hours
Hmm.
in the first session, just ending at third slip. And I was again surprised seeing Jaiswal coming back to the slip cordon today.
Yeah,
So
same observation. Yes.
Birmingham match, he was always on the boundary at long leg, but today again he was back to the gully position.
Maybe because Nitish Reddy was bowling.
Uh,
Otherwise, Nitish Reddy will be in the slip cordon,
Slip
and
cordon
yeah, so maybe because of that. I'm not sure, but I'm just assuming it.
could be, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's correct, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll bring up a new discussion from the very iconic Lords. So I'll move to Rohan. Rohan, we often hear commentators mention the slope at Lords, bowling down the hill or using the pavilion end to your advantage.
Hmm.
Can you break down this concept and try to help our viewers know about it and how big a role it plays at Lords?
Yeah, I'll just try to put it in like short, simple sentences. Basically, it's a geographical gradient, to be frank, and it's spread across like diagonally on the ground. So it's from the north end to the south end. Like, the slope is from the north end to the south end, and from the pavilion end, like, mostly the seam bowlers get that advantage, and from the other side, it's basically the swing that works out. So I would like to, since you brought the point about pavilion end, so I'll just brief on that. So bowling from the pavilion end is basically going downhill. So it's like bringing the ball in for right-handed batsman and the opposite for the left-handed batsman. Like, you take that ball away from the left-hand bat. So when I talk about bringing the ball for the right-hand batsman, it's very difficult from the batsman's point of view as to whether to leave the ball or play at it, because sometimes the ball may just nip back in. If it's a very good ball, it falls on the right line and length, it may just nip back in, and you might see the off stumps being rattled. Like, very good leave on some other pitch may not be the same on Lord's pitch. So that's what we have seen in the past. That was some interesting point to read out for me. And when it comes to the other end, it's the same for the left hand batsman as well. So yes, if bowler is bowling with consistent line and length, definitely he'll be rewarded. But it's the other way around as well. Like, if they vary with their line and length, they might go for runs. So yeah, that's what I just pulled out, and yeah, I hope I tried to clear the point. Yes.
Yeah, that was a very nice explanation. And I know, like, Glenn McGrath used to very nicely use the pavilion end
Hmm.
whenever he used to play at Lords. And he
Yeah.
was the most successful bowler bowling from the pavilion end. And that was one thing I remember from the past.
Yes.
And today, I guess that Harry Brooks was from the pavilion end, and it was a nip back with a lot of pace in that. So
Yes.
that is one example of whatever you explained.
Yes, exactly. And just to add to that, like, our bowlers bowled from both the ends today. So I think every bowler tried their best from both the ends. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what one motivation to
Gill was smart enough to try out everything today.
everything.
All the bowlers were shuffled across each of the end throughout the day, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a good insight from Rohan. We'll move to the next part of our show, that is the player of the day. Coming to you, your pick for the player of the day.
I would go with Nitish Kumar Reddy because yeah, like Bumrah and Akashdeep did pretty well in the first 10 12 overs. They were tight enough, like they were bowling tight lines and lengths, but they were not lucky enough to get those edges in favor of them. But when Nitish Kumar Reddy came in, like those water tight lines and lengths maintained by Bumrah and Akash Deep, that came into picture. Like when Nitish, they tried to go for few shots, and then both openers got out cheaply. When I say cheaply, like left-hander gone for a pull, and then unfortunately he got a nick. But the ball which he bowled to Crawley was amazing. And I could hear from commentators today that Nitish Kumar Reddy was the one who got more amount of movement out of that pitch.
Yeah,
So more than Bumrah, like that made me choose Nitish Kumar Reddy as player of the day today.
yeah, absolutely. I guess his pace was suiting the wicket today, and
Yeah,
Zach Crawley's wicket, it was like with a beautiful shape coming in and leaving at the last moment. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the bowler which we never thought was a bowler really did well today.
did well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Rohan, your pick for the player of the day.
Yeah, my pick could be Joe Root. Sadly, he couldn't get to his 100 today. But the way he came in when the ball was moving around and after the fall of the openers, he just showed why he's the number one test player in the world. Initially, it was not easy for him to get along, but the way Indian bowlers were bowling, definitely they were consistent enough. And Joe Root's patience, definitely anti-baseball kind of thing. And actual test cricket, this is how test cricket is played. Patient enough, just place your balls, just run when you get a chance. That's what we could see. And his innings had around 8 to 9 fours, I believe. But yeah, that was something good to watch. And from India's point of view, definitely frustrating. But from cricket point of view, yes, Joe Root and his classical.
Yeah. Do you think he will have a sleepless night tonight?
Yeah, definitely he would have. I think just to read out this like stats which came around, like there was 17 occasions on which batsman was on 99, and all the 17 occasions, like all the batsmen have managed to score the 100. But that is one positive thing from Joe Root's point of view. So definitely he would be nervous no matter how great a cricket player is, but still that feeling would be there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it will be a nervous morning
Morning.
for sure. And he will be on strike, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that first ball would be like very special for him to just negate it or get the single and get 600.
yeah.
I I hope Bumrah will bowl a peach of a delivery and get him out.
On 90.
That would be the best thing of day two, I believe.
Yeah, let's hope for that.
Yes.
Okay, let's move to the next segment, moment of the day. Rohan, your pick for the moment of the day.
Yes. So moment of the day, not to cherish about something, but Rishabh Pant's injury. That's a bit of concern from India's point of view. Although it didn't look like a major one, and the reports haven't come out yet, I believe. So I hope it's a minor one, and he's back tomorrow. But the looking at the way he was struggling there to hold the ball, I think because of the pitch and the variable bounce, and like initially the ball was doing a lot, if you could see. So Rishabh Pant had to dive into his right, left, and right both ways. I think that might have created that impact a bit more. But hopefully he's all right and excited to see him back tomorrow.
Yeah. Just in case, Rohan, I hope it doesn't happen, but what if there is a fracture and he's not able to take part in the rest of the match? Will there be a substitute for him? Is it part of the rules? Any?
No, I don't think so because as far as I know, there would be a substitution only for a concussion kind of thing. I don't think there would be a replacement for that. I think, yeah, whatever we saw of Dhruv Jurel, that from wicket keeping point of view, it's absolutely matching the skills. So that's there's no question about it. But when it comes to batting, definitely we'll be short of one batsman, and that's not. Hopefully, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's a strong guy. I think
Yeah.
he'll come back
Yeah,
whatever maybe his position with
Hmm.
his finger.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay, Shiva, your pick for the moment of the day.
The moment of the day that I am going to pick, you already explained it very well about how that happened. So I'll just pick that moment, and then you already explained. That is Brooks' wicket of Bumrah. So the pitch was very slow, but still he managed to beat the batsman. Maybe because of the explanation that you guys made in the like earlier part of this. So yeah, that was the moment of the day. I thought India will take advantage of that moment and take few more wickets, but unfortunately that did not happen. Hopefully, like England will go for a baseball thing again tomorrow morning and lose their wickets quickly.
Yeah, we hope that. Okay, back to Rohan. With the second new ball relatively new tomorrow morning, what should be India's tactics going into day two?
Yeah, if you ask me, there should not be anything new. They have been doing well. Just continue doing that and be more bit consistent on, like, because we have almost like two set batsmen on the crease now. It's not like a fresh start. So yeah, keep attacking and hopefully we'll get those early wickets. And as Shiva mentioned, maybe they can just start going for the baseball thing and end up losing wickets. So that's what I hope.
Yeah, and also we saw Ben Stokes struggling towards the end of the day to run. So he had a cramp in his leg.
Hmm.
So I think he has got time to recover till
Hmm.
morning.
Yeah.
Luckily, he got through the day. But for us, it would be nice if he is not able to bowl in the
Hmm.
first innings.
Yeah, actually, yes, he is kind of player who adds value both with bat and ball, and definitely from India's point of view, it's a good thing. But yeah, it's just like how we have Hardik Pandya with us. It's like an asset. Asset for the England team is like Ben Stokes. So
Yeah,
let's see how it goes tomorrow. Yeah,
yeah. My point was like he looked one of the best bowlers among all of them. So he not being at 100% would really help India. And I guess if he's not at all able to bowl,
hmm.
then it would be a setback for them.
Yeah, definitely, I agree to that. Yes.
Shiva is smiling, hearing this
No,
point.
no, no,
Bring
no,
in,
no, like
bring in your thoughts.
no. I mean, like Indian batters are ready for even Stokes, so there is no point. So even if he does ball, like we have enough batting power to play well against
Yeah, yeah.
him.
Just
Yeah,
back your strength.
definitely. I agree with your point on he's the best England's bowler in this series so far now. So yeah, if he's not bowling, it is definitely a disadvantage for England and advantage for India.
Hmm.
But yeah,
And Rohan, what about the conditions tomorrow? Can we see a batting friendly pitch easing out tomorrow with the sun beating down? And weather condition for the next 4 days are also very good.
Good. Yeah.
No signs of rain. So do you think that will help the English batters tomorrow as well as when India come into bat later in the day maybe?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. The pitch is like we saw in during the second or third session today. So if you that 1 hour, I feel again that tricky bit, and if they play out well, I think they are set for a good score. So from India's point of view, definitely that 1 hour of play would be crucial.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, last part of the show, your prediction of England's first innings. I will start with Shiva.
I would go with
Right
yeah.
now, overnight score of 251 for the loss of 4 wickets. Your prediction.
I would say 380. I know like England lower order batsmen are good. Chris Wokes coming in and Jamie Smith is in good touch, and even Cars can bat a bit. So I would still I would still go with 380, thinking that pitch will have something tomorrow, especially for the spinners, like because the sun is beating down. Like Washington Sundar and Jadeja will come in to picture and they will take a few wickets. And then if anything more than 350 or 380 is definitely a good score on that pitch.
Yeah, perfect. Rohan, your prediction.
Yeah, slightly ahead of what Shiva said. I'll go with 400, just from the round figures point of view. I think England would be eyeing that as well. See, now the batsmen are set. Definitely, baseball will come into picture some or the other time, and I hope India capitalize on that, and I hope they prove me wrong. But if from predictions point of view, it would be 400 for
I will be a bit optimistic and I'll say 350 would be the score for first innings. And I hope there will be a batting collapse in the first session tomorrow.
me. Yeah.
All right, we will end our day one discussion here. It was relatively a quiet day of Test cricket with not much drama. We hope day two turns out to be exciting. I would thank our viewers for watching and hope you liked it. We will be back tomorrow with Rohan and Shiva. Thank you guys for joining me. You are watching Across the Pitch. I am Arnab signing off.
Thank you.